Arman was the kind of person everyone liked immediately. At 27, he carried a warm smile, a gentle tone, and a heart that found it difficult, almost impossible, to refuse anyone. Friends, neighbors, co-workers, even distant relatives knew that if they needed something, Arman would say yes. He had always believed that being good meant being available, being kind meant saying yes, being loved meant sacrificing himself. But what he didn't realize was that he was slowly disappearing behind everyone else's demands. Every morning began the same. Before Arman even drank his tea, his phone would buzz with messages. Arman, can you drop my son at school? Need your help moving some boxes today. Arman, I know you're busy, but could you do this one thing? It won't take long. And like always, Arman said yes. His days were full, but never for himself. His own dreams, learning graphic design, starting a small business, traveling to the northern mountains, were always pushed to later, and later never came. One evening, after helping 3 different neighbors, completing extra work for a colleague, and missing an important family dinner, Arman finally returned home exhausted. When he looked in the mirror, he barely recognized himself. His eyes looked tired, his shoulders heavy, his mind restless. It was the first time he asked himself a question he'd never asked before. Why am I giving more to everyone else than I give to myself? Days passed, but the question stayed. Then came the breaking point. Arman had promised his best friend he would help at his engagement ceremony. He had also promised his uncle he would fix a broken generator, and he had agreed to help a coworker finish a presentation. All on the same day. Everyone was depending on him, and he was drowning. The morning of the engagement, Arman rushed from place to place, trying to keep everyone happy. But no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't be everywhere. His uncle was upset he didn't come early. His coworker complained that Arman didn't finish the presentation. His best friend felt abandoned. For the first time in his life, everyone he tried to please was upset with him. At the same time, Arman went home that night, sat on the edge of his bed, and cried. Not because others were angry, but because he finally realized something powerful. No matter how much he gave, no matter how hard he tried, no matter how many times he said yes, he could never please everyone, and in the process, he had forgotten to please the one person who mattered the most, himself. The next morning, Arman made a decision, a simple one but a life-changing one. He would not say yes automatically anymore. He would not offer his time just to avoid disappointing others. He would not sacrifice his energy just to maintain an image of being the good guy. Because true kindness doesn't come from exhaustion, comes from strength, from peace, from balance. So Arman practiced his first real boundary. When a neighbor knocked and asked him to run an errand, Arman breathed in deeply and said the hardest word he had ever spoken. No, not in anger, not in disrespect, but with calmness, a soft smile, and a new sense of self-respect. In the beginning, people reacted exactly how he feared: surprise, confusion, even irritation. But Arman stayed consistent, gentle, firm, respectful, and something incredible began to happen. The more he said no, the more he created space for himself, space for his dreams, space for rest, space for growth. He finally enrolled in the graphic design course he had postponed for years. He started waking up early, not to run errands for others but to work on himself. His confidence grew, his happiness returned, and slowly people began to respect him more, not less. Because when you respect your boundaries, the world learns to respect them too. Arman finally understood the truth. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, makes you strong, makes you free, makes you whole. And sometimes the most powerful way to love others is to stop abandoning yourself.